when he won, we were all excited. The world, right? Democrats, Black Americans, just excited across the country, and rightfully so. But what we didn't realize at that time was that there was another side of the country that was not excited.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Some would say infuriated, and some would say scared. See, what I didn't really start thinking about at that time was that for some Americans, this was a sign that they were losing their country or had already lost it. And because I wasn't thinking about that, I wasn't prepared and or looking at a lot of the things that were happening. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Trey.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Back at it with another video.
Another one.
Today I'm going to be doing something a little different. I want to share a thought of mine that I have with you. This thought goes all the way back to Barack Obama's first presidency. See, for me, not sure what y'all were dealing with around or about that time, but throughout his campaign, I saw something in him. A nature of hope. As a Black American, I at that time hadn't believed that a Black man could become president in a long time. I really didn't even entertain the thought of it. I just never thought it would be something that would happen in my life.
Let me begin by saying thanks.
And that might be
to all of you.
pessimistic of me or negative of me, but it is the truth. Then he came up out of nowhere. I saw how he carried himself. He was educated, obviously. He had a swag, a charisma, competence about him. Obviously knew what he was talking about. And I believed in him. He made me believe in him. Now, I get it. A lot of people are going to say that the only reason why I, as a Black American, voted for him was because he was Black. And I won't tell you it didn't have something to do with it. But that's not the only reason I voted for him. Like I said, if we have to give metrics on all of our politicians on the way they earn our vote, competency is one, policy is another, being able to share in a vision that they have for the nation. And he checked off all of those things for me. So, yeah, I voted for him. A lot of people were expressing deep disdain or opposition for Obama during that time.
Do you think this country is ready to elect the first African-American president?
No.
He is a decent person and a person that you do not have to be scared as President of the United States. Now, I just...
He's an Arab. He is not... No?
No, ma'am. He's a decent family man, citizen that I just happen to have disagreements with on fundamental issues, and that's what this campaign is all about.
I started to see how divisive politics was, but even at that point, I didn't need to cut anyone off or anything like that because of the way they viewed things. But there were certain comments here and there about people saying, oh, if he wins, I'm not coming to work, kind of deal. But again, didn't really hit me.
I cannot believe this.
When he won, we were all excited. The world, right? Democrats, Black Americans, just excited across the country, and rightfully so. But what we didn't realize at that time, that there was another side of the country that was not excited.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
some would say infuriated, and some would say scared. See, what I didn't really start thinking about at that time was that for some Americans, this was a sign that they were losing their country or had already lost it. And because I wasn't thinking about that, I wasn't prepared and or looking at a lot of the things that were happening. The first thing I think started to happen was you got to really see how divisive politics can be as far as how the Republicans chose to use the power that they had during that time period. Now, mind you, this is something that has been happening
I know a lot of really good scientists
in politics forever.
This
is my first exposure to it because I hadn't really paid attention to politics until this moment. You also got to see the rise of Fox News. And some would say, maybe the commercialization of major news organizations. But specifically Fox News in the sense of they had to take or chose to take the opposition stance. So no matter what was going on in the political world, whatever the conservative, the Republican talking points, messaging,
he was putting it in a context
whatever
like that was evidence
was,
them not
that's exactly what Fox News was going to give you. You'll hear me say news has become performative a lot. And I noticed that start and rise during Barack Obama's presidency. And I noticed how Fox News operated. And I just watched in disbelief because, I didn't think that they even believed some of the things that they were saying. They just did it just because it was the opposition stance. During this time, I also realized the rise of the Great Replacement theory started to become more prominent. The theory that white Americans were gonna soon be a minority in a country they believe that is theirs by right.
In many ways, the United States is built on this form of white supremacy, a kind of belief in white entitlement to land, to displace and eliminate indigenous people. If we're going to talk about replacement and displacement, we have to acknowledge that the transatlantic slave trade was the largest displacement of people in human history. And so we have this repulsive misrepresentation of history where groups that have been targeted by racist ideology and violence are framed as the dangerous groups.
That figures who tout the Great Replacement are being rewarded by becoming more popular after their shows touting the Great Replacement than before. What we're seeing are politicians becoming more popular, receiving more votes by touting these ideas than before.
And I get it. Me using a lot of these terms, me talking about racism, things of that nature, people are going to feel like I'm calling everyone racist. It's not what I'm doing. I don't believe that everyone is racist. I believe that there is a large population of racists in America. And I believe what I'm talking about is how it started to rise from the shadows. So me personally, I was thinking we had a great 8 years. The country, a large population of the country, is going to be so invigorated, so upset that the state of the country, right? A black president, they're losing their country, all these different things. There's no way that a Democrat is getting back in office. As long as Republicans have a viable candidate that they present to the voting population, they're going to win. Now, during that Republican primary, obviously Trump enters the race, and it is a hell of a show, isn't it?
I raised $1 million for him.
It's
a lot
a
of money.
mess. He's divisive. He's unpolished.
I never liked him as much after that because I don't like losing.
Just
but
talking
Frank,
shit to everybody and anybody.
He's a war hero.
Making fun of people, their family, their, you know, insert like all the things that you just would think are you can't do as a politician. There's scandal, you know, sleeping with porn stars, paying off porn stars, cheating on your wife, making comments about grabbing by the pussy, like all these different things are happening. So it's like, all right, there's no way he's gonna win. Like, he's done too much. He's made it way too difficult for the Republicans to win. So, you know, we're about to have our first female president. That's interesting. And, hey, boy, was I wrong. America never ceases to surprise me. And at this point is kind of where I lost all faith in not just Americans, but humanity as a whole. But we'll get there. My declining view on humanity. So there, we're at it. Scandals aside, all the divisive speech, how he carries himself, America's like, you know what? This is our guy. And I think the only reason why something like that happens is because he's a white guy. The same people that I'm talking about felt a certain type of way about the first black president in the state of the country and the state of their position in the country that they believe is theirs by right. You can't hand that country after a black man handed over to a woman. That's just, you have to fight against that. So it doesn't matter what kind of man it is, as long as he's white.
Together, we
again, this is my opinion. This is how I feel. So you can excuse everything
to ever witness an inauguration
to vote this man in.
Spicer, our press
Now,
secretary,
let's get to the presidency.
alternative facts.
How do y'all think?
Five-year ban that I've been talking about a lot. It's not a Muslim ban.
For me, I feel like it was the most divisive
We have confirmed that FBI
presidency
Director
I could
James
ever think
Comey
of.
has been fired.
He's not a uniter.
He's a showboat.
If anything, he is a divider.
Counsel Mueller will have
thrives
leeway
in
to
it.
run the
Loves it.
investigation as he sees fit.
And President Trump
in my
goes
opinion,
abroad.
So I'm going to be very brief.
I felt like we were the closest we've ever been to civil war in my lifetime.
Fire and fury, like the world has
I don't
never
think.
seen.
I think the country has become more fractured
But you
since
also had people
MAGA
that were
and all
very
the
fine people on both sides.
The president
ways
has
that
denied these
they
allegations.
Fake news.
push MAGA rhetoric. I think it's some of the most divisive things that you can possibly
President Trump is
entertain.
under fire.
Quote, why are we having all these people
It's not
from
good
shithole
for
countries come here?
minorities.
To stay silent.
It's not good for people in the LGBTQ.
Embassy of the United
Forgive me
States
for
here
not
in Jerusalem.
having all the rest of the letters of the alphabet.
The Trump administration
But
hates illegal migrants.
it's not good for women. Who's it good for?
Just remember, a country without borders.
Everything that the MAGA movement, their list of priorities. Who's it good for?
A Russian hoax. It's a witch hunt hoax.
The witch hunt.
It's a total witch hunt.
History virus in China.
We have it totally under control.
ER doctors saying we are on the verge of a medical disaster.
It will go away. Just stay calm. It will probably go away by itself.
Across this country, two crises have converged. Protests over the death of George Floyd and the pandemic.
The rise and spread of the QAnon conspiracy.
I understand they like me very much. The radical left, shut up, man. You like me to condemn
White supremacists and right
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. I mean, I have a mask right here, when I think I need it.
The President of the United States tested
So,
positive for the coronavirus.
After the state of things, after 4
good.
years,
And now I'm better.
obviously a lot of
Don't
crisis,
let it
COVID,
dominate
and,
you.
The wait is over. Election day is
we
finally.
come to the end of that
News
term,
projects Joe Biden
and he loses
has been
the election.
elected the 46th
Joe
president
Biden.
of the United States.
And unlike any other president,
The numbers are corrupt.
he refuses to accept the results of the election. He sends Rudy Giuliani all across the world, or all across America, to try and find him the votes that he believes were stolen. Says this for months leading up to Joe Biden swearing in, or them, signing off on official election results. So much so that his base, who worship him, say what you will, like all the signs are there that MAGA, diehard MAGA, are in a cult, but whatever. Like, that's your guy, you've chosen your guy. But you do worship him. So what he says is law. Like it's ordained by God.
Trump supporters from across the country gathered.
So he says that the election was stolen.
To protest Congress's certification of the 2020
Courts
presidential election.
wouldn't overturn results, find him the votes he needed, so it was up to Mike Pence. All was in his court. Mike Pence was the person that was going to do the right thing and make sure that Trump stayed in office.
Americans to conspiracy theorists.
Until he didn't.
To members of right-wing extremist groups.
And then he kind of charged up his base, put a battery in their back, and pointed in the direction of the Capitol.
To the Capitol and fight.
We know how that ended.
On the West Front,
People
the mob
rioted.
tore down scaffolding, battled their way through the
People
last
died.
line of police defense,
People were arrested.
and broke into the Capitol building
The
itself.
people suffered for that. The people that participated.
NewsHour congressional correspondent Lisa
Not the man
Beige
that started
was
it.
inside the building, reporting and searching.
Not
for
the cause of it.
lawmakers. Security footage
You say what you will,
captured the
like,
moment Capitol Police Officer Eugene Goodman
him
shuttled
doing everything he
Republican Senator
did
Mitt
up
Romney
to
of
that
Utah
moment
to safety
is the
before running
reason
ahead to divert the approaching
those
mob
people went to the
away
Capitol,
from the Senate chamber.
broke in,
Rioters came within 100
fought like
feet
hell.
of
They
Vice
thought
President
they
Mike
were
Pence,
doing
whose
it
security detail took him to safety from an
to
office near the
protect
Senate.
their country, based on what they were
A
told.
police officer
You
shot
go back and watch
Ashley
it. Based
Babbitt,
on what
an
they were
Air Force
told, their
veteran from
company was
California
being
and
stolen from
QAnon
them.
conspiracy theorist, as she and a crowd tried to break into the rear
What else
of
can you
the
do
chamber where
as a
some
people
lawmakers were still sheltered.
to have no power, really?
According to an analysis
Until
from
you
the
decide
New
to
York
take it.
Times, rioters breached the Capitol in at least
And
8
that was their
different
moment to take it.
places. They entered
And
the
they
Rotunda,
chose to do so.
Statuary Hall, and the Senate chamber.
But
Some
there was
broke into
somebody
the offices of lawmakers, including House
that
Speaker
pointed
Nancy
them in the
Pelosi's.
direction.
Rioters, outnumbering law enforcement by
No
more than
consequences
50 to 1,
whatsoever.
attacked,
In fact,
dragged, and beat police officers.
Fast
crushing
forward
them underfoot
4 years
and
later,
spraying them with chemicals.
he runs for president again. And he brings back all the oldies but goodies.
Poisoning the blood of our
Spends
country.
the whole election just
They're animals.
trashing
We don't need
Biden.
another low IQ person.
He has never
Talking
been
about how the election was
interested
stolen, which he
in
never
Trump
stopped
believes
saying.
that this is rhetoric that appeals to his voters.
His
When I
base,
say the
along
enemy
with
from
independent
within, the
voters,
other side
eat
goes
it up, lap it up,
crazy.
num 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 num
The
num,
Trump
can't get
campaign
enough.
has really honed in on two issues.
And you really have to give
Immigration
credit to other
and
people that
the
are involved
economy.
in this picture,
I
but not.
remember being in Michigan and Wisconsin, and I'd ask people
They
at
don't
these
get enough
rallies,
credit.
What's the most important issue to you? And they would say,
You
the
see, I
border.
talked about
Trump was very effective in getting that message
Fox
across
News,
to voters and making
Great
them
Replacement
fear
Theory.
migrants.
They're eating the dogs, the people that
We
came
can talk
in.
about
They're eating the
influencers.
cats. They're eating
Such as
the
Charlie
pets.
Kirk.
Trump's previous campaigns were
And this
sort
is
of
in,
marked
you know,
by this sense of
me
disarray and disorganization.
trying to speak
the
ill of
ground
the dead.
game, as we call it, where they go and knock on doors and hand
But he
out
does play a role in
pamphlets and
this.
physically go out there.
So
and
does
the
Turning
team is
Point.
moving.
And we're
It
gonna
always
elaborate on all of
paled
it.
in comparison.
Charlie Kirk rose to prominence during this whole time period. Say controversial things about black people, women, like you name it. You know, a lot of people always try and say, like, Trump's not a racist, Charlie Kirk's not a racist. You know, when did he say like a blatantly racist thing, like say, I hate black people? Or when did Trump say, I hate black people? Or call somebody a slur or anything like that?
Wow.
That's so disingenuous. You know, not every racist calls you a nigga. Some people will say, if I see a black pilot, he's qualified. You could have said any pilot. You chose to say black. And people, you know, say out of context and all these different things. That's not out of context. It was a decision, man. Either the dude is smart and you love him for his intelligence and the way he articulates himself and the arguments that he comes up with, or you don't. You can't say that he didn't mean what he meant, or that's not what he meant. He said exactly what he meant. He's done it multiple times. There's a reason he chose to say Martin Luther King was pretty much, he tried to disparage him, call him an adulterer, and that he was not living his life righteously. There's a reason he chose to do that. Because he's a black hero. He's a black hero that people love, and to this day will always be a greater man than he ever was. But it's bigger than that. You disparage a black hero, tarnish his name, because not a lot of people knew that, you know, he was an adulterer and things of that nature. This is fair. He's a flawed man. He's a man at the end of the day. That doesn't take away from his actions. That doesn't change what he did for black Americans. Hell, for all Americans. But to say all those things about Martin Luther King while screaming the praises of Donald Trump, who's on his third, a known philanthropist, a known grab him by the, like, you know, you see the ridiculousness in the argument.
In views, what you were about to
So
watch got us over
someone like him
1 billion views. This is the
is
$1
out.
billion
Turning Point becomes a major thing. So people are signing up for Turning Point events and signing up to be members of Turning Point, getting indoctrinated into.
For the election and for the civilization. 1 billion.
Yeah, sure, you can call it a Christian nationalist movement.
None of your business, unfortunately. But
I believe that's just a cover for what it really is, but we'll use the terminology that everyone else uses. And these are the people, the young minds that are being manipulated to follow this rhetoric and vote for Trump.
Every state in the USA.
And you're seeing the results of that. Fast forward to current day for a moment with all of these group chats that are being exposed. You see, these are the young Republican leaders, future leaders of America, and some of them current leaders. This is how they talk in their chats when nobody's looking. They say some pretty outlandish stuff while people are looking, but they, you know, use coded language so it's palatable. But let's get back to the point I was making. So these are also people that are responsible for putting him back in office and changing the landscape of how young white Americans think. Because you got to be honest, like, even if you're not racist, you don't think of people that way. you might think there may be some value in what Charlie Kirk had to say and all these other people that are influencers that are doing these thought-provoking claims and manipulation of facts. So that's what it is, manipulation of the facts to fit a narrative. Just taking an argument, a position just to win an argument. And mind you, he's doing this stuff against teenagers in college, just leaving high school, going to college. But anyway, so they create a following, they create a movement. They're changing the country as we know it. Enter Elon Musk.
Is the only reason we can now send American astronauts.
Known person to be
Take over, Elon. Yes,
reposting and sharing Nazi sympathizer rhetoric, etc. Throws a lot of money into the Trump campaign. Trump wins. Landslide is what it is. Americans spoke again. Said what they want. And this is all of this is telling. Even if you're not racist and you're a Republican, you are willing to ignore all these things and stand with the person you've chosen. I find offense to that. See, me personally, I can't stand with a racist on anything, right? I can't. They wouldn't stand with me. If I knew that majority of the people that are going to subscribe to this channel would only do so if they thought that I was racist or I supported racism or anti-Semitism or homophobia or transphobia, insert any of those things, I wouldn't promote or encourage them to believe that I stood with that. I wouldn't play those games. I would let you know that I do not believe that way, that I'm firmly against it, and that anybody that believes that way should find the exit. It's easy, simple. So you don't leave these things to be ambiguous unless you believe it, or you're fine with it, you accept it. And that's why I find it hard to accept. I have plenty of friends, family that are Republicans. I don't know if they're MAGA Republicans. Some of them are. Some of them are MAGA Republicans. Having conversations with them is just all they do is defend Trump and bash Biden. It's like you go down the laundry list of Biden, and you don't have to acknowledge the fact that Trump did something wrong. You just try and figure out a way of how Biden did the thing that is similar. It's like apples to oranges every time. So I apologize, my camera died on me again. Not sure what's going on. I'm gonna figure it out. And again, apologies for the long video, but that's something that weighs heavy on my heart. It's something I think about a lot, about the state of the country and where we're at right now and how we got here. See, the thing about it is, like, I always try and empathize with people that I disagree with. I always try and put myself in their shoes to kind of figure out where they might be coming from, to better understand why they feel the way they do, why they come up with the arguments, the defense, like where they come from. I think that everybody should do that at all times. No matter how you feel about a specific thing, you should put yourself in the other person's shoes, think about how they're feeling, to be able to understand them a little better, and then try and work out or try and come to some sort of common ground. But let me know what y'all think. I think that, you know, we are not headed in the right direction. We're not. We are going backwards. We're going back to a time where we've already moved past. We speak about how great our country is because we overcame some of the dark things that are going on in our past. But we are falling back into that same time. So, I'm not sure if America is great again, but racism is thriving well. But let me know what you think. Let me know if you're reaching. Let me know if you agree, disagree. And, you know, I'm always willing to hear the other side of the argument. But make sure y'all like, y'all subscribe.
Hype me up. Hype me up.
And until next time, I'll holla at you.